All right, so let's take a look at some of the code around getting the messaging token. So when you click the button, it's going to call this method handle notification. And that's async function, and messaging is firebase.messaging. And I just brought Firebase in from regular Firebase this time. Again, I'm a little fuzzy on exactly, you know, how to do this, but I've got it working, so feel free to build upon it or leave comments on, how to do it better. Anyway, got our messaging, and then I do a try catch block where we request permission. Now, this only really has to be requested the once. So if you click here, notifications are allow. Maybe if we switch it back to ask, I'll show you that box I was talking about that pops up. There's the box. So you'll get to you'll have to click allow, and then it'll work. Then all our stuff will work. But now it's on allow, so all good. Any event, we get this token. After we request permission, once we're approved of that, since it's in a try catch, this has to be approved. If this isn't approved, it'll go to the catch. We'll get an error. And if it's approved, then we get await messaging.get token. And if that's approved, again, if it's denied or something goes wrong, the error will catch it. And then we just do our get FCM token mutation, with the variable being the current token equals the FCM token. And that's this mutation that we set up right here. So I just tied in a snack bar to that. Basically just to give the user some feedback that we saved the token. So when you click refresh token and everything works, you get current notification token saved. That's all that is. Now we've got this FCM token, which is unique to each user, each device, I guess. We've got that. So that's what we use from our back end. So we look at our resolvers. We bring up our user, and we just add this token, current user.fcm token equals the token, and we save our user again. Now, the other thing I did on the front end, let's see if I can find it here. Oh, no, it's on the back end. When a user logs in and we create the token, now this will work the second time the user has to sign up, but then once the user signed up and they log in again, they'll enable this. So when the user goes through our passport OAuth, if we already have the user in the database, if we don't have a user, we create a new user like we always have. But if we have a user, when we write out our token, we are going to, instead of just having the ID, we're now going to have a field for the FCM. So this token then gets passed with every mutation, so we can put this, in essence, we have the user's token in our context. By doing that, when we create a video, we now have the ID and the FCM from the user context. So when we create a video, this is why you want to dump your database and create and upload a new video after all of this. So when we create a video, Now our video has this FCM token as well. So now the token stays with the video. That way, when a totally different user is viewing your video, we know who to message because that video itself also has the FCM token on it. So in our ad like, this is just the first tester. Should back up a little bit. On the back end, you want to install, or in the root directory, which is the back end, we're going to install Firebase-admin, and we're going to create a config file for that. So I made a new directory called passport index.js, and when you set all this up, when you set up the admin, you're going to be given the opportunity to save a file. This is all done on the Firebase website. I'll see if I can get the URL. In any event, you have one opportunity to save the file when you enable the messaging in this admin. And that was in the Firebase setup before. So you save that file to your computer and look at the file, and in the file it's going to have a bunch of different stuff. This is all you need for this: the project ID, your client email, which aren't a big deal to have public. Then you're going to get this big long key, and it's going to go under private key. So I saved it in my config dev.js as Firebase key. And you don't want anyone else to see that. That's one of the things that's private. And you have to bring that in here. And then once you have this code in your main server.js, I just require in that code. So every time the server boots up, it runs this code and initializes the admin. Now we can use the admin on the back end. And we import admin from Firebase-admin. So when someone adds a like, right in the resolver, so as long as someone's adding it, remember we had to remove, this is when someone removes a like. So as long as remove is false, we don't want to notify that someone dislikes your video. Who wants to know when someone dislikes something, right? So only when someone likes it, you set up a payload, and within the payload, in our case, we're sending a notification. You can also send data, but we're sending a notification, and we can use some of the, instead of just awaiting the updates, we can actually get that user and that video. And so we can say which user liked your video as the title and a body. Now has this many likes. You gotta put +1 just to get the likes accurate. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. Then you can put a click action so someone can link right from that. Someone can click that notification that pops up. And if they click it, they'll be brought right to that page with the video. And I created an icon, and you can add an icon field. And of course, the registration token is the user.fcm. And I just put an await here. We're going to get a response back from our messaging service, but you say admin.messaging.send to device, and you pass in that registration token in the payload, and we'll get a console log, and obviously return the current video, because this is a video mutation where we create the video anyways, or create the like. And it's pretty much that simple. Now everything's set up, and the only thing I have to show you in the next video is how to get that file that has your private key for your admin. I'll have to look up how I did that. But that's the only piece you need, and it's pretty straightforward to set up. Title, body, click action, icon, and then just run all this. All this stuff is in the docs. I just went and looked at the docs. And it got us at least this far, so we're good.